Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, which may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson I actually wanted to get into days ago, but, the spirit has, led me into other areas, other places, other lessons. As we know, the spirit's like the wind. But I want to touch on, real briefly, the few encounters that the beloved brothers have had while being out on the highways and byways. You had the elder Manata Zakbar. When he was out, there was a young lady that came up, armed with her phone, recording, and it seemed real set up. She seemed like she may have worked for a news team, man. I mean, she was, her whole stance, it wasn't of an average individual, for lack of better words. And then you also had the brother Shapah the 12. He had an encounter with an individual, and it was under the same, pretty much the same scenario regarding which side, do we stand for, Israel or Palestine? Neither, man. Neither. Like the brother's been saying, we stand for the truth. Both of you imposters in our land, fighting for land that's not yours. Okay, and what's happening to them Palestinians, that's biblical prophecy, pursuant to the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. You see? So, hey, we stand for neither side, man. Okay, we stand for the truth. You see, but ultimately we understand that, this is the works of the devil. Because as it tells us in Psalms, let's start here real quick through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Let's go ahead through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Let's start here. When you go to the book of Psalms real quick, chapter 37 and verse 32, and it reads, the wicked, which we know the wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Malachi 1 and 4 proves that. The wicked watches the righteous. Who's the righteous? The elect, man, of Israel. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Okay, those that have turned to the obedience of the scriptures in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? And seeketh to slay him, man. Okay, this man's gunning for those of us that have turned to righteousness, man. Revelations 12 and 17. The dragon was wroth with the woman and went to go make war with the remnant of her seed, man. Okay, that keep the commandments of the Lord. This is who this man's gunning for. You see? This is why scriptures tell us to be sober. We had to be sober. Let's go get that. 1 Peter 5 and 8, right? Be sober, be vigilant, right? Be circumspect, be aware. Why, Lord? Because your adversary, right? The physical counterpart of the spiritual demon, Satan, okay, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right? Your adversary, the devil, right? That deceiver, that slanderer, that false accuser, right? As a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And he uses snares and trickery and spies, okay? And try and get us caught up in the snare, man. Okay, and this is nothing new. Because what you're going to find out, Lord willing, we can touch on it real briefly. Back in the times of Rome, during the times of Yahweh Shai, there was an organization, pretty much modern day FBI, man, named, what was the name? The Frumentari, which was pretty much the modern FBI of that time. You see that? And Lord willing, we can get into that. We can touch on that real quick. But before we do, let me just get this real quick. I'm not gonna play the videos, but just so you Akiam and Akwatha aware what I'm talking about. You had this here, right here. Salakia. But I'm not gonna play. So yeah, you had these ladies here come up, inquiring of what side brothers are on, man. And again, neither. You see? And again, the same thing happened to the beloved brother, the brother Shapar, man. And with his situation, what was interesting about his situation, Shapar, is that the lady, and brother, you can correct me if I'm wrong if you hear this video. He had 2 encounters with her, if I heard correctly. And the first one was kind of like going against the grain a little bit. He was telling her to have a good day. And I believe she came back. Now, I'm not sure when she came back, but I believe she came back at some point, and then actually apologized to the brother. You know what I mean? And this is what these devils do, man. These devils, hey, they're playing their cards right, man. The scriptures tell us that the enemy, what's that? Is that Sirach 12? Let's go here real quick. Here's how he moves. Sirach 12. I'm going to start at verse 10 and jump down. Never trust thine enemy. Pursuing the Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the arch enemy of the nation of Israel and our power. He's the first nation named, okay? Going into those nations that are in confederate, okay? And against us in our power. Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. So this nigga back from the 1600s, okay, when he perpetuated that triangular slave trade, this is the same nigga, worse off now, with all this technology, understanding, okay, and biological warfare, okay, ability. This nigga's worse now than he was then, okay, you see? Now we're going to jump down, Salakia, we're going to jump down to verse 16. This is the point, this is why I came here, right? An enemy, and we know who that enemy is, right? Speaketh sweetly with his lips. And let me just elaborate. All these heathen nations are our enemies, man. It's just Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's the arch enemy. Okay, he's shown that throughout the course of his handling towards us, his treatment rather towards us. He's handled us roughly, man. You see, he forwarded our affliction, man, right along with the rest of the heathen under him. Let's continue on. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, right? She came back apologizing to the brother Shapar. Okay? Came back apologizing. Why wouldn't you just leave it alone, right? But in his heart, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit, trying to get you snared. Trying to use guile. There's a man that hangeth his head down sadly, but inwardly he's full of deceit. Right? That's Esau. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has executed that form of behavior, okay, since his inception, man. This is what this nigga's been doing. He didn't change. And speaking of the frumentary, let's go get that real quick. Let's go here. Let's open up a new tab. And all you gotta do is type it in. And it'll come up, Wikipedia. And we'll read into this a little bit. We're not going to go crazy. All right, real quick. Wikipedia, frumentari, right? Check this out. The frumentari were an ancient Roman military organization used as an intelligence agency, man. Used as an intelligence agency. Okay? They begin their history as a courier service and develop into an imperial spying agency. See? Their organization would also carry out assassinations, man. See that? Sounds like a spit and mirror image of today's society, man, rulers, how they get down. Why, when you get these people with any level of fame on this side, when they start speaking up, they end up in the casket, man. See? The Frumentari were headquartered in the Castra Peregrina and were run by the Princeps Peregrinorum. They were disbanded under the reign of Diocletian due to their poor reputation amongst the populace, right? Let's get a little more here. You see that? So, hey, they said they were an organization of spies. Let's get a little more. It had been a long-standing policy of the Roman legions and armies of occupation to utilize informers and spies. You see? And they were spying out Yahweh Shai's liberty, man. What's it tell you in Luke 20? When let me go get that real quick. Because you know Jake was working for the government, man. Them wicked scribes and the Pharisees. They were sellouts, man. Why do you think they were trying to do this? Let's get this real quick. Luke 20 and 19. And the chief priests and the scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him. On who? Yahweh Shai. And they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. Right, the parable, he was going into how, as a matter of fact, let's read 18. Whosoever shall fall upon the stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. So they were cut. They were cut when they heard him speak of this parable. And there's a little bit more. You can start a little higher, right? But they were cut. You see? This word, if you ain't right, okay, this word will reveal you. Like it tells us here. Let's go here real quick. Hebrews 4 and 12, right? For the sword, Salakia, for the word of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and the sword cut both ways. The Lord's sword, which is this word, it cuts both ways, man. You see? Because if you ain't right and you start bringing it out, hey, you will get cut. It happens. You see? It happens. Let's continue on. Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, right? So it cuts deep. And of the joints and marrow. See, it cuts deep. It cuts the spirit, right? And as a discerner, which discern means to understand, right? And as a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, of the mind. This is why they were cut. Because through the word, through that parable, Yahweh Shai pinpointed and targeting them wicked niggas, man. Okay? Them wicked niggas, man. Let's continue on here. I'm going to read that from the top. And the chief priests and the scribes, the same hour, sought to lay hands on him. And they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. And there's going to be Jake on this side that's going to want to lay hands on us. Our own family's going to sell us out. Friends you think you have. Okay, people you think you know. They're going to be the ones going to authorities. Check this out. And they watched him. See? And hold on. And sent forth spies, man. And sent forth spies. See? Jake was tapped in to the govy. The wicked Jake was tapped in to them Romans, man. Complete sellouts, man. Trying to get Yahweh Shai and his followers, the apostles, right? And the followers done away with, the believers, man. There's nothing new under the sun. Which should feign themselves just men. You see that? And to feign, right? To feign yourself, you're pretending. You're a pretender. Okay? They will feign themselves just men. Just, when you get that word just, it's not talking about just, you know what I mean? As in, just them. No, it's just as in, check this out. Salakia. For edification, let's get this word feign first.
Strong's G 5271. Hupakrinamai. Hupakrinamai.
Okay. And it goes into what? There you go. Right here. To make, right, ready, look at the second definition under A. To impersonate anyone, right? Play a part. Oh, look at it. Look at the third definition. To simulate, feign, right? Pretend. So they would pretend, right? To be just.
Strong's G 1342. Dikaios. Dikaios.
See that? Righteous. So they would pretend to be righteous men. But in reality, they were what? Trying to get Yahweh Shai caught up. They were false brethren. Let's get this real quick. And they're here today. The book of Galatians chapter 2 and verse 4. And it reads, and that because of false brethren, unawares brought in, you see, who came in privily to what? To spy out our liberty. There's spies on the scene now. There's spies amongst us, man. All over YouTube, all within the camp. See? But it's all going to come out at the end. You see? What's in the dark is going to come to the light. Who came in privily, which privately, right, to spy out our liberty, which we have in Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that they might bring us into bondage, man. And this is the same thing they were trying to do to Yahweh Shai. Let's go back to that Luke 20. It says that. Let's read it from the top. And they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men. They would pretend to be righteous men, right? Calling on the Lord, hey, doing all the acts necessary, the duties, right? That they might take hold of his words, so that they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor, man. Okay? And there's nothing new under the sun. This is what this is happening now. That's why it's not a surprise, okay? Seeing this form of activity that we witnessed with Elder Manata Zakba and the brother Shapar, okay? With these individuals coming up, trying to be inconspicuous. You also had some other, actually, as a matter of fact, now that I meditate on that thought, before that even happened with those two brothers, the brothers in Texas, there was a few of those individuals, because they've been having protests. And I remember seeing on the live stream with the brothers in Texas, man, in Dallas. There was a couple of those Palestinians, man, up at the camp being belligerent and, trying to create a narrative, rather. You see? But ultimately, these individuals are highly likely sent. Because we ain't got nothing to do with you. But Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has always been trying to link the ministry to terrorism, man. We just let it be known, man. He's always been trying to link it to that. When we know he's the terrorist of the earth. You see? And he's proved that through his works. The ministry hasn't performed any form of those acts to be labeled that. But he's striving to find a way to link us, okay, to that activity. And to that religion. To that whole Islam deal. Nah, man. We worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're the true Christians, man. We're the true Mashiachim, the followers of the anointed. Okay? And ultimately, we're not afraid, man, as we've been commanded. We've been commanded to fear none of these things, man. Let me leave you with this, the book of Revelations. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of those things. Red letter. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, man. You see that? That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, right? We must be proven. And that 10 goes into perfection. It could be less than that or more, give or take, right? Be thou faithful unto death, man, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that's what we're fighting for, man, to take part in that first resurrection, man, and to be able to reign with Hamashiach. Okay, 1,000 years establishing order on this planet that's waxing worse and worse by the day, man. Okay, we're fighting for that sovereignty. You see? We're fighting for that position, man. To be part of that governing body. To be part of the elect. You see? And those that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is, dealing with will not be swayed. Okay? Nor will they be confounded. Okay? They'll understand what's happening. And the Lord has given them the spirit to move a certain way. So we understand, what evil is up to, what he's doing, how he's moving. This word has entered into the gates of the nobles and they're scared, man. And as they say in the world, man, desperate times call for desperate measures. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwath will edify. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalium La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom.